So everybody's on lockdown and Tiger King sweeps the nation, and I got caught up in it. I was like, holy shit, this show is a beautiful train wreck. It's just a fantastic case study of interesting people. Like, I can't believe these people actually exist. A real world is really bizarre. And so I was like, man, I have got to do a spoof of this.
Beyond Bizarro will go on. Waves beyond Bizarro will go.
We just filmed Augie and I was really happy with that. Quarantine is still going on. I'm not really that antsy because I'm used to staying home all the time. It's tragic what's going on, of course. Like, people are fucking dying and it's kind of weird. But right now I'm more focused on, you know, ways that I can probably try to help make people make sense of things. Maybe bringing a couple of laughs.
We can't really change the external world. All we can do is really make the most of what we have. So, you know, making like silly videos and stuff doesn't seem like much, but, you know, then again, like, what is living without laughter? Just gonna do my best to try to make people laugh and keep trucking along with Bizarro go-go stuff.
Sig is way more of an extrovert than I am, so he's kind of on and off. Like, I feel like he's kind of losing it. Or, I don't know if he's losing it, but I definitely know that he's way more affected by all of this than I am.
I'm starting to feel a little claustrophobic. I just love parties. I love our friends. I love social hangouts, and yeah, I'm okay, but it's like, I don't know. Some days are better than others. Some days I'm just like, oh, and then some days
I'm having a lot of fun being creative with food that I'm cooking. I'm like, how can I stretch this? Because we're not going to the grocery store for 2 weeks. So I'm like finding creative ways to cook. You know, I really love food, so I'm still indulging my palate on a dime with limited resources. So it's kind of fun. I don't know. Think of it as like a puzzle. How do I solve this food challenge? It's a really great time for everyone to just kind of get creative, because I mean, what else are you gonna fucking do? Well, right now, you know, you can't really change the circumstances, the outer circumstances, but you can curate your inner life, your peace, your whatever you want to call it, like curate your life experience right now, because that's what's important. Don't worry about what's going on outside, because if you worried about everything that was going on right now, you'd be pretty fucked. And I see a lot of people going down that route, and it's not pretty. And I'm not saying be delusional or live in la la land, but it's like, how can you curate what's going on around you?
So I was trying to figure out what our next Bizarro Go-Go project was, and we watched Tiger King, which, oh man, what a beautiful train wreck. We just ate it up, and I was like, man, I want to do some kind of spoof on Tiger King.
And I was like, okay, how can you make that funny?
And originally I thought of having like aliens keeping humans, but that was sort of like involved. And then Joe Necrotic hit me, and I was like, oh my God, all it takes is a good pun to get me going.
And then when he told me about Joe Necrotic and the whole zombie shit, I was like, okay, this is gonna be really good.
So for Joe Necrotic, I wanted him to have this really gross, like, skullet. Funny enough, I used to have a skullet, like an actual skullet, because I went bald and I can't grow hair. Man, I just want a Kiefer Sutherland mullet. That's all I want, and a dangly earring. I just want to be a lost boy. So I'm gonna make this like really gross, nasty skullet head, and just make him look diseased and super jacked up.
Shaving into the Joe Necrotic mustache.
So if you want an in-depth makeup tutorial of how I made the Joe Necrotic head and also did the makeup, then join our Patreon, patreon.com/RanCig, and you get access to all kinds of extra bonus content from this show and all the other weird shit that we do. And what's funny is I already had most of Joe Exotic's wardrobe already.
Joe Exotic is Sig's style icon, so he didn't even have to like get any wardrobe. It was like, oh, I'll just pull this shit out of my closet. Here you go. Like,
I love cowboy cut shirts and fringe, and so yeah, Joe Exotic is, I appreciate his sense of style, absolutely.
So the first motherfucking time Sig comes out in his Joe Necrotic getup, I was like, I was actually pretty impressed. I couldn't stop laughing because he just looked so fucking weird. And actually, like, when you look at the actual Joe Exotic, he looks like he could be Sig's uncle.
So, okay, so you saw me...
Coffee's kicking in, the coffee's kicking in. So... I drink coffee. Coffee is like drugs to me now because I'm all clean. I don't drink alcohol, and then I drink coffee like only when I'm doing interviews or in a makeup. So I'm like, oh, coffee. She's the coffee lady. Someone's high.
Then we needed a location to film the human cage, and our backyard was already perfect. We had like a pool and a little cage around it. So like, boom, man, this idea is just coming together. It's writing itself, man. Oh, any of you camera guys got a cigarette?
While Sig's been doing all of this Joe Necrotic stuff, I've been just getting on Zoom and doing readings for people online, just learning more about my own practice, meditating every day, working with nature every day. I've been doing a lot of gardening, lots of vegetables going on out there. It's nice. There's a lot of like birds fucking chirping everywhere. Like I have amaranth seeds put out for them. There's like, I got all kinds of vegetables and flowers growing. It's nice. It's not pretty though, I'll say, because you get your kitchen scraps like vegetables, plant stuff only. You put it in this thing and it turns into delicious soil or food for the plants.
Since we started the spiritual journey of growth and progression, we're really trying to think about our habits and the impact on the environment and our choices.
I've been reusing a lot of the plastics that we had obtained over the years and turning them into flower pots or vegetable pots. I made my own dish soap, so I like don't have to buy any more plastic bottles or those plastic refillable fucking things that they sell that are supposed to be good or better, but it's not even the recyclable kind of plastic. Like, what the fuck? Plastics are fucking ridiculous, and we need to stop using plastics as much as possible.
It's something like 3 or 8% of all plastics that have ever been produced have been recycled. Like, think about that. All that plastic you see on the shelves, like, that shit's not gonna get recycled. Our generation was lied to. Remember those commercials, plastics make it possible? Yeah, plastics make it possible to, like, trash the planet. I'm not gonna harp on anybody. I'm not gonna preach. I'm not gonna say I'm better than anybody, because we're not perfect. But I will say, start examining your relationship with things like plastic and possibly meat and, you know, even toilet paper. Get a bidet. Highly recommend it. We got it. Best decision we made.
That ass squeaky clean.
Well, so Sig had me film all these little clips, you know, here and there, like I'd be doing my own thing, and he was like, "Can you film this real quick?" And he was actually really good acting as Joe Necrotic. Like, he had the accent down and the mannerisms down, and he was doing the weird like eye blinky face twitchy things.
I really love character acting, so I spent a lot of time watching Joe Exotic's like facial movements, and I think that's like a big part of it. Like, they obviously in the editing they let it trail just a little bit too long, and so he's always getting these little like ticks in there. So I wanted to like really play that up. And watching it back, I mean, I think I'm really happy with it.
And when I first saw it all put together, I was like, oh my God. Bravo, say bravo. Or brava. Is it bravo or brava?
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so similar to Joe Exotic, because he likes making music, and I'm like, shit, I do that too. So it's like, boom, I was made to spoof Joe Exotic, man. Like, they're casting a movie, cast me, I'll do it. So then I got to write a song. The music that Joe Exotic is into reminds me of the music my dad's into. So I was really familiar with that. Oh, the voice, you know, that kind of voice. I didn't really have any problems making the song, except I didn't have a guitar. So I just had to just jump. I mean, I had a guitar, but I have no fucking clue how to play a guitar. Whatever. The
first time I heard the song, I was like, I don't know yet. And then, I don't know, I guess it grew on me because the words were really funny. When I saw it all together with the video, it was really hilarious. And sad. Like, the words are really fucking sad. If those were actual humans.
There's something really interesting about the play of putting humans in the cage, and it makes for a good social commentary when you think of it that way.
It's kind of interesting to put a humorous spin on something that's actually kind of fucking sad. Like, you know, having those like watching Tiger King is like a train wreck. And then, you know, when you put the spin on the tigers being humans, it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's actually less heartbreaking, actually. You're like, I guess, like, at least they didn't eat the humans? I don't know. Like, imagine if tigers kept humans in cages. Because then the tiger's like, well, at least I didn't fucking eat your face off. You were in my garbage. Piece of shit. By the way, your shit stinks. You know the cool thing about having like humans, like as a human zoo, you could make the humans clean their own fucking shit. But I guess if you're a zombie, you wouldn't even give a fuck about their shit. Because like the humans would probably just want to clean their shit like on their own because they don't want to be living in their own shit. It's like a self-maintained zoo.
So since quarantine's happening, we don't really have a lot of actors available, so I was just gonna play all the parts. Playing that fucking, the captive human just cracks my shit up. Like the sunburn, that's such a funny touch to me. Like I can't stop laughing, and I love it. It's the little things that really make something special. And since I was playing all the characters, then I had to green screen myself in certain scenes, and when I do the leg pulling scene, I set up the green screen. I got Randy filming me from across the pool, and then I was like, I had the audio of the original clip playing, and I'm trying to listen, and I'm trying to like run and hopefully move exactly where I need to be, and then hopefully this will line up. I don't know, like miraculously I got it to line up like somewhat okay, but it looks goofy as fuck, and I think that's a part of its charm. I've stopped caring about like having shitty green screen. Like it's just, I think it adds some trashy flair to it. And then when I was filming the scene as Joe Necrotic, I fell down and the gun actually fell out of the holster and smashed my thumb. But I just went with it, and it's acting for you. Just keep rolling with the scene. I kind of just do these shoots like all run and gun, like on the fly, and it's easy for me to do when I'm not in the makeup, but when I'm in the makeup, I'm just like staring at my notes, and I'm like, did I get this shot? Is it this shot? But then like the whole time I'm just like, get it off my face. So then my notes start not making any sense, and I'm trying to rush things, and then I'm like, oh, did I get that? I don't know. Ah! I'm like so uncomfortable, and I'm like trying to figure out, like trying to make sure I get all the shots, and I'm just like, I don't even know.
It took you like half an hour to get your contacts in.
Yeah, I know. It's all that bitch Carol's fault. Okay, what's next? It's funny because I don't necessarily enjoy it in the moment, but when I get to put it all together, then I enjoy it. So while I'm on a mission to make this show, Randy's doing all of her spiritual stuff, and it's funny, like I'll come out into the house and there's just random orange peels drying in weird places, like new plants, new little altar setups, like all kinds of fun stuff. It never gets old around here. It's always really, I'm always interested to see what Randy's working on next. It's just, there's this magical things all around the house, and it's awesome, man. Like I just think, man, this is a pretty cool life I'm living.
This is my personal altar space. It's my personal altar space, and it has all these candles for different intentions, for healing and strength and all that good stuff. I have all the elements: water, air, fire, earth. Here's all my essential oils, oil blends, resins. And it's not all of it, but it's just the bulk of it. I have different altar spaces throughout the house for working with different energies. This is my Papa Legba, Mercury Hermes, god of communication. This is my Ogu altar, Papa Ogu, of fire and iron. I work with this to work with energies of fire, passion, creativity, strength. Passion, creativity, and strength. I'm not sure where we're gonna go next with Bizarro, but until then, I'm going to continue on my spiritual path, and I would like to offer anyone readings. They can go to RanCig.com and book a reading from me on Zoom. If you were to book a spiritual reading with me, it would be through bone divination. And what happens is I connect with my ancestors, and my spirit guides connect me with your ancestors and your spirit guides. And we kind of just have a dialogue about what's going on, what could be going on, what you should be focusing on. It gets pretty in-depth when I do a reading, and for everyone it's always different. It gets emotional. People feel the things. Even through Zoom, people feel spirit when I open the circle and start the reading. Basically, I'm here to kind of translate or relay messages from spirit and from your higher self. That can be very beneficial to you. If you feel stuck and you feel like there's something missing, I'm pretty confident I can help you with the guidance of the spirits.
Her advice is spot on. It's basically practical life advice on what you could be doing right now, what areas of your life you could be focusing on to get back on track. And if you feel lost, like, man, she has helped me through so many chaotic times that, like, I don't even know what I would do if I wasn't getting readings from her. So definitely book a reading, and it might change your life. Who knows?
Right now is a really good time for people to start thinking about spirituality and thinking about how they can connect with their guides and ancestors. And I'm like, what's happened to me is a calling. It was a calling. It wasn't something that I chose to do, and I'm very humbled by that. I'm very honored that Spirit chose me to be this messenger and to be this guide for people. I'm just here to help. Just here to help in any way that I can.
So up next, we're not really sure what's next, but something always comes up, and it probably involves some crazy music videos or something. I don't know, but it sure never gets old around here. So while you guys are still in quarantine, just make the most of this time. You know, like, what have you been putting off? Some kind of creative project? You ever wanted to learn how to paint? Whatever, you know, like, taking time for yourself and learning a new skill and stuff is never wasting time. So remember that, and do something nice for yourself. Something you always wanted to do.
Next time on Beyond Bizarro Go-Go! Bizarro Go-Go!
I need to check the list to make sure that I had all the shots done.
Beyond Bizarro Go-Go!
And don't worry about the